Hi everybody and welcome to Photomikes Garage. Alright, I've taken a lot of things off of my motor recently. Heads are off, heads are right over there. I'm putting on new aluminum heads, but today I'm going to install a oil pressure switch. So this is what normally would fit right here on the motor, at the back of the motor. This thing just screws right in here. It's a very simple switch. Electrical connector goes on here, and this is what you call an oil pressure idiot switch. So if the pressure gets too low while the engine's running, the light will come on in the dash, and that's going to tell you that you have just destroyed your motor. Usually by the time the light comes on, it's too late and you're cooked. Your motor's cooked. So I'm going to keep this, but I'm also going to add a oil pressure gauge like this one, which I got on eBay, rather cheap as you can tell, but hopefully it'll do the job. So this way you can monitor your engine condition as it ages. Oil pressure starts to go down, then you have a warning, so you don't have to destroy your motor, you can possibly fix it. Anyway, I want to see what the oil pressure is in my motor, so I'm going to install this gauge inside there, but first I have to install this little elbow. So this elbow is going to allow me to attach two things to that connection at the back of the block there. So I'm going to put this in, I'm going to put this guy on top, and this is the actual oil pressure sender for this gauge right here. So this just has a wire attached to it, goes to the gauge. This has a negative, positive, that's it. It's pretty simple and not too complex to do. Now I had to have this elbow because this is quite large and it actually interferes with the distributor, the back of the motor, unless you get it to go towards the back, which is what I'm going to do. So first step is to get the elbow and install that with some tape. Just a bit around here. Just sort of make sure that it's in the threads here. Just got to push it down. That should do the trick. Oh yeah. This is ready to go in. That go in? Well, I don't know. I want it to go in further. I'm going to put some more thread sealant tape on this guy. Right like this. And then finally, the actual gauge sender has already got tape on it. He's gonna go right like this. Now you don't have to wail on these completely. You just simply have to get it so it's snug. You start feeling just the right amount of resistance. You don't have to go all the way in. Okay. Okay, here's the wiring diagram, the instructions that come with this oil pressure gauge. There's instructions for a voltmeter, fuel level gauge, oil water temperature gauge, and this is our gauge, the oil pressure gauge. And there's a light in here, so that's a ignition wire, positive and a negative to run the light. And then you got these 3 contacts on the back. The plus contact goes to ignition switch, 12 volts. The bottom contact switch goes to a negative battery. And then this switch goes to, well, it goes to our little sensor right here. So we're gonna have a wire coming out here, going through the dash, all the way to here. So very simple wiring for this, no problem. The wiring means that I'm going to have to drill a hole in my firewall. I have no spare holes. So the easiest way is just to go through here. Now I already have a small hole right here. I'm going to drill it out larger and have my wire go through right underneath my wiper motor here. And we just have to squeeze underneath here. This is going to be tight. Definitely a little tight. Now the hole I'm talking about, I don't think you can see, but it's right up there. Can you see that? No. Okay, and this wire is going to go right in here. Right in here. And right in there, somehow. Okay, that is done. Yes. All right, so the wiring's nearly complete. Okay, the wiring is nearly complete. Okay, this is going to be our input from the actual oil pressure sensor. This is our negative. This is our positive. We also have a negative and positive for the light of the gauge. So this long guy is going to go towards my fuse box. So I just have to attach this guy, and then we're almost ready to go here. Now we just have to mount our face. This is all going to go, all the wires going to go through, and then that's going to look like that. It's going to look good. Don't do that. Okay. It's going to be held on, but first of all, we have to get screws. We have to mount this to the dash. Okay, I'm going to mount it right here. I'm going to use this unused hole and mount it right about there. Sort of want to drill it right about there. I'm thinking right about there, yeah. That is firmly on, just like so. then I've got a very small washer to put on there, and then I got to put on my actual nut. Yeah, there you go. Back through here, and back through here, and back through here, yeah, back through here, okay. And then it's gonna go like that. Like that. Put on this guy. Put on the big nuts. In this case, these wires are going to show unless I can hide them. Right? Okay, there we go.
Okay, as you can see, the wiring is all done. All the connections at the fuse box are completed. So let's see what this looks like. Yeah, there's the gauge. Turn the ignition on. And oh, that's quite bright. That is quite bright. Excuse my voice, I do appear to have a bit of a cold. All right, so that really shows up. That's quite bright. You can easily read that as you drive along. And it's not in the way of my pedals. So this is perfect. I love this gauge.
All right, there you have it. Just a quick install of an oil pressure gauge on my 1973 Camaro Z28. And I'll put a link below where you can get one just like this. It's not expensive, but I think it's going to be doing the job. Now, I couldn't actually test it yet because, as you can see, my motor is all apart. But as soon as the motor's all together, I'll be testing that to make sure that it's working. Anyway, thanks for watching Photomikes Garage. I will see you next time.